This week's edition of Diggnation is brought to you by GoDaddy.com, Cashfly,
and Ron's Magical Hummus.
Welcome to Diggnation.
also potentially hazardous to your health.
Why do you have flies in your freaking house? I've noticed this earlier.
It's Southern California and I have fruit.
This is my favorite story of all time. Alright, moving on. You put zombie and you put theory in the title, and I don't want to do it.
Theory zombie Kevin.
Diggnation.com.
Hello and welcome to Diggnation, episode number 29. I'm Alex Albrecht.
And I'm Kevin Rose. Diggnation, of course, covers some of the weekly top stories on the social bookmarking and technology news site Digg.com. That's Digg.com.
That's right, and we're here in the lovely fair city of San Francisco. It's a beautiful day here in San Francisco.
Beautiful day, nice weather.
Nice weather.
All is good, and we have beers.
Yes, we do, which makes it even more beer.
We went down.
Beer equals good to me, so
That's right.
it makes it all beer.
We went down the street and got some sandwiches for lunch.
Yes, we did. It was a good sandwich. Oh, what was that cheese?
It was like a.
There's this like the little cheese shop.
Right.
Or a fromagerie, as you were.
And it's
down in the corner, and they had sandwiches, but you can get this like fancy. It was like something like spiced Gouda.
No, it was Gouda with garlic and basil. Yeah, it was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. It was garlic basil. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I was agreeing with my
beer. This is the Polliner.
I'm sorry.
Is that correct?
I don't know. You're the wine steward here.
The Polliner Hefeweizen natural wheat beer.
It's a natural wheat beer.
I don't know why. Sometimes I just get an accent out of nowhere, but it is.
Saying bear instead of beer is not an accent. That's mispronouncing a word. It's not like people in fucking Canada are like, yeah, well, you want a bear? No, I want a beer.
It's good though. Yeah. Is it not good?
It's not good. Oh, it's good. No, it's very good.
Selection.
We haven't had Hefeweizens on here that often.
Well, Pyramid. Well, yeah, it's been a while. It's been like 10 episodes.
Wow, that's a while.
Yeah.
I can't believe we've almost been doing this for 30 weeks.
That's insane. And we haven't had a 1 week downtime.
Sometimes we should have. Sometimes we should have. Like, you guys driving to Alisal, that was a... You guys were champs. And then driving to Las Vegas.
If it wasn't for Navi, man, there was no way we would have got there, but...
Dude, my Navi actually told me it actually, like, sat me down right when I started and was like, you have to read this. We don't guarantee that you'll make it to this place.
That's what it said?
Yeah, because it was like... But then we got there and it, like, walked us all the way through.
Oh, mine didn't say that.
Yeah, well, yours is small.
Are you ready to get started? You act up a little...
Are we doing a show?
We are doing a show, Keith. Thank you.
Let's just power right through.
Keith is keeping us on track.
Keith is our, like, what do you call that guy?
Sober?
Yes, that's the one. I knew it was something. I knew it had something to do with an S. I thought it was a serious producer. Video, colon. I don't know why they do that. TiVo Series 3 first look.
Because it's a video.
No, I know why they... No, forget it. 1,600 people dug the story. Submitted by Andrew with a U.
Dude, you're not... Okay, let's keep it together.
First story. First story. We're halfway through.
All right.
Oh my god.
Okay, sorry.
Dude, I'm just... No, it is. I'm just punchy. I'm sorry. It's not really even drinking. I'm just punchy. It was a flight. I don't know why. It was a good flight. We got some quality hands-on time with TiVo Series 3, TiVo's HD-compatible DVR. Very excited about that. The Series 3 unit has some cool new features, including a single-color, two-line OLED LCD display on the front of the unit that shows you what's being recorded. This is like why they haven't done this before. We interviewed Bob Pony.
What? Alex!
No, we just...
What the hell is going on, man? What is the problem?
You slipped something in his drink?
Yeah, it's like he had a roofie in his drink or something.
No, I'd be asleep. But no, the train's just coming off the track. No, it's because I burped under my breath, and then I listened to you, and you were like,
I've never heard that.
You were like, no, but I was trying to disguise it, so I was like, pony, and then you're like, right into the microphone. I'm like, I know he just totally belched. And why we drink beer? We should drink like Chivas or something. You know what I mean?
Can you just apologize to everybody?
We're gonna apologize over the arcing show. It'll get better. towards the end. So Bob Pony of TiVo about what we can expect in the Series 3. So they basically did a video first look of the Series 3. It looks great. There are a couple really new things. I might actually switch. I'm a Replay TV guy. This could be the reason why I switch over to TiVo. Okay. Now, it's going to be a while. They said the second half of 2006. Rumors are it's not going to be out until early 2007. So you're starting to kind of go, well, who gives a shit?
Yeah, this is the big problem. I mean, when was Series 2? When did Series 2 come out? Seriously,
like
2002?
2 years ago.
It's been a while.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's been a long time coming. I don't know what the deal is. I guess that this HD stuff is just a little bit harder to tackle than the standard def.
And that's one of the things I'm going to say is there are some, but no good sort of mass market HD DVRs that aren't connected with a provider. Like they have the DirecTV one,
right? But
the
that is a TiVo.
It's a TiVo, yeah, but I don't have DirecTV. You know what I mean? And I don't want to use the Comcast crap one.
Oh, that's what I have.
I know.
I have the Comcast.
Why did you buy it a second time? You returned it.
I didn't buy it. It's per month. It's a rental thing.
Well, why did you rent it again? You rented it and then returned
Everybody's getting them in the house. Dan's got one. I can't let Dan have something like.
Oh yeah, God forbid.
Well, it's just one of those things where everyone's like, "Oh, I just recorded, Monday Night Football in HD," and I'm like, "I missed the game, and now I have to go into somebody else's room to watch it. That sucks."
Yeah, sorry about those Packers there, bud.
Yeah, it was a rough year. He's coming back though, hopefully, please.
Really? Why?
So, don't.
Is that what they?
You don't even watch football,
dude. My Chargers almost went. They beat the freaking Colts. I was so proud of my Chargers. And then I went down to San Diego, got drunk with some old people.
Brett's back next year.
That's good for you guys. I'm sure you'll do much better because you didn't have him this. Oh,
dude, you can't talk shit about Brett Favre. Come on. I mean, as much as you want to, there's not really much you can say.
Yeah.
He's
I guess you can't.
all-time great.
True. That is true. He is an all-time great.
So.
And seems like a quality guy. So there's anyway, so I'm super excited because I have my Replay TV records, but it doesn't. I mean, it records, spits out in 480p, but that's just come on.
Yeah.
It looks good. But I get better quality downloading CSI off torrent and playing it on my Xbox.
Right. Well, you're getting HD CSI feeds, right, off the torrents?
Yeah, but they're compressed as shit out of them. But so.
But
it's surprising how good they can get that compression. It's like 700 megabytes for like I think an hour show. And it looks HD. It looks great.
Well, there's this like secret art to getting videos compressed.
Yes.
You would agree with me, Keith, right? I mean, it's like we download some of these videos, and Keith is like, "Look at this quality. This is a 45-minute show, and it's smaller than the videos that we put out internally." And it's like, how the hell they're doing it? Like, I understand. I mean, we understand all the. It's not hard to figure out, like, you set the kilobits per second.
Right.
This is going to be the file
variable
size.
Or not.
I mean, it's like, variable. I think they're using variable. We always use constant bit rate, but we probably should go to variable. We've been using constant, which is... No, we were using constant for, like, fast-moving stuff, like some of the stuff that we did in system, like the intro
for Diggnation, like when we really get going and laughing, and there's so much blurring.
It could be variable here, but
yeah.
Anyway, it's amazing how small you can get those files.
But anyway, so I'm super excited for this. The ability to... I mean, most of them have had the two-tuner ability for a long time. The ability to just display what it is it's currently recording is actually really cool because sometimes it's like I see that red dot on my Replay TV and I'm like, what in God's name am I recording at 4:30 on an afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, this is like...
Made on MTV.
The sad thing is that I haven't seen Made. Is it good?
It's actually pretty good. It's like these people who like they had the cheerleader try to become a skateboarder and they had like a chick who wasn't very athletic try to become a wakeboarder. So it's kind of fun.
Anyway, next story.
So so TiVo Series 2, we're excited. It's gonna be expensive. It ships with a 250 gigabyte hard drive, but it's got SATA input, so you can actually expand it externally without having to do anything, which is great. And I'm excited. I'd love to check it out. And we have a little bit more info about it coming up in the show.
All right. Next story. Tomorrow's MacWorld announcements leaked Dig exclusive. 3,963 people dug the story. The #1 dug story of the week, submitted by myself.
By myself? Oh, you mean submitted by you?
Yes, submitted by me.
Yep.
Some of you may remember that I nailed the MacWorld announcements 2 days early last year. Well, this year my anonymous source has come through once again. Here are the new products that will be announced tomorrow. Enjoy.
Boom.
So it was really interesting because we were at CES. You remember that guy that came up to us?
Yeah, who said you should not have bought that book, sell it back.
Yes, he told me to get rid of my PowerBook. He's like, hey, I got some insider info for you, blah, blah, blah. We won't give his name out or anything like that, but he's like, basically tell me what's going to be at MacWorld.
Yeah.
And he's like, sell your PowerBook. And because I just bought this thing. There was even a website some guy created. Did you see that?
kevinsmistake.com.
kevinsmistake.com is
Yeah.
like, it's just making fun of the fact that I made a poor decision of buying my PowerBook at Christmas time.
Well,
But I thought they'd stick around with these. They just updated the new high-res screen on them.
Yeah.
So this is like the brand new screen. They just put these in here just a couple months ago.
are you still going to keep it?
Yeah.
I mean, you had one for a while.
You know what the cool thing is though? And
No.
actually, well, no, the cool thing is that I went to MacWorld
Yeah.
and I'm like 7 days past my return date, like when you can actually take
Oh,
it back.
yeah.
And one of the Apple guys is like, hey, Kevin, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I just bought a PowerBook. He's like, you want to return it? I'm like,
Maybe.
yeah, can you hook me up? And he's like, I can see what I can do. I mean, if it's that close to when you just purchased
Yeah,
it,
right.
I could probably push it through. And so I sent him an email. We'll wait and see. Maybe I'll get one of the new Intel ones. But
Nice.
I'm going to stick with it if not. Like, it's still a great computer. It's going to be a great computer for a long time. It's going to take a while because what they have to do is basically, obviously, when they're making the transition to Intel-based chips, they're going to have to recompile all the software to run natively on the Intel chips. And they have this little thing called Rosetta, which will do the translation kind of
Yeah.
like behind the scenes, but it obviously slows down if you're trying to run old Mac apps on
Yeah,
an
yeah.
Intel-based machine. But I was playing with it at MacWorld because I got a chance to go down there just for a day, and it really isn't that slow. Even if you're translating like larger apps like Photoshop and Word and some of those other apps that I was clicking on launching, it doesn't take that much longer than my book does now. So it's
Yeah.
not bad at all.
So this is something where you could see the benefit of these chips in the future more than now. So it's a little bit like the 64-bit chips where you weren't seeing the software written, optimized for the 64-bit,
Well,
but then
exactly.
when it does, it would bump up the speed.
Well, the cool thing is that Apple internally has launched all of their apps,
Right.
like the iWork, the iLife, and like iTunes, all
Yeah.
that stuff. That is all native. Like
Right.
they've already announced
Which
that
makes
right
sense
now,
'cause
which
they're
makes sense because they're
doing
Apple.
it, yeah, right.
But yeah, for the rest of the world to kind of catch up, it's still going to be a little while. But I have to say, I was playing with the new PowerBooks, and they are fast, man. They're really fast.
Well, yeah, because Mac, I mean that's one of the big things. Mac has always been so slow for the money. You know what I mean? Like that was.
Well, they couldn't
one
get
of
a
the big
G5 in here. They have the G4s. This is still a G4. It's like this technology is so old inside these PowerBooks.
Yeah. But it's got a shiny shell, so people buy it.
That's why I bought mine.
Hell yeah, you did.
But I look at it as like a gift from Steve Jobs. Kind of just, showing you what's to come and, gives me something to look forward to a little bit later down the road.
Sure. And maybe they'll crack in out of that 5% market share. We'll see what happens. Moving on. Nikon to discontinue all analog cameras. This is a huge deal.
I read this.
I'm glad you did.
Yes.
1,016 people dug this story submitted by Jurassic. I just can't believe it. Nikon will discontinue all the analog camera lines. Can this be true? The PR comes from Nikon in the UK, but I just can't believe it. So what happened was Nikon put out this press release. Then they say that they're prepared to strengthen the digital lineup. And basically they said 95% of their business has been from digital in the last couple of years.
Which makes sense.
Which makes sense. Makes perfect sense.
I mean, only high-end people are buying their analog
And
cameras.
even high-end people are converting over to the
high-end
digital
digitals,
single lens
yeah.
reflex cameras. So they're gonna say, and so they put out this whole thing of they're gonna change all this stuff. They're gonna get really behind the D70s and the D50s. And they're gonna grow their SLR lines
Mm-hmm.
for digital. They're gonna mainly use all. There's no more. I mean, but can you even find like a point and shoot film camera?
You can, like the little disposable ones, but that's
Yeah.
about it.
I don't know. It's just so interesting, the whole digital thing. But they did say that they want to make a note that they are going to still continue to make the f6 bodies, film body, the manual M10 Nikon, and also the interchangeable lenses for the manual cameras. So it's not like they're going to say FU to the people that have Nikon analog stuff,
Right.
but they're going to move all their new camera releases to digital. I think it's smart.
That's cool. I mean, it's one of those things where we're now, I mean, even from a consumer standpoint, if you go into Best Buy to pick up a standard small little digital camera,
Yeah.
it's like 8, 9 megapixels. They're talking about
Yep.
10, 11 ones coming out soon. It's getting pretty crazy. I mean,
My little itty bitty thin thing from
yours is like
Sony
5,
is
right?
5.
Yeah, mine's 5 too. So it's
crazy.
awesome. I'm stoked.
Yeah, and I have my digital Rebel, that big, the SLR one with the
Oh,
zoom
you
lens
still
and all
have
stuff.
that?
Yeah, I never use it, but I still have
You
it.
need to sell that on eBay.
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Nobody knows. But my dad got a safari, an African safari for Christmas. and he thinks that we might go. So I might be going down an African safari in August.
How do you get
July.
that for Christmas?
My mom worked pretty hard. We know somebody who's like the ambassador to Kenya or whatever.
Are you
Yeah, they
serious?
went to high school with some guys.
Dude,
like the ambassador to
Diggnation
Kenya.
Safari?
Diggnation Kenya.
Look it up.
Kenya, we both boy, or however that songs go from Kenya. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I think I just alienated a small
I
portion
think
of our
you did.
audience. The Kenyanese who are watching.
I'm just gonna down alone.
No, I'm super excited. So I'm gonna take my camera with me.
Cool.
Take some pictures of rhinos. Moving on.
Yes. I was gonna say other animals. I'm like, I don't want to.
And you're like, don't encourage him. Moving
All right.
on. Moving on.
Next story. Google Pack fails to impress. 962 people dug the story. Submitted by.
What?
I'm not sure how to quite
Sound
say
it
this
out,
one.
Kevin. Sound it out.
Nerbelix.
Beer.
Nerbelix. It was submitted by Nerbelix. It says Google's decision.
Nerbelix?
Yeah, it's it right there. Nerbelix.
Oh, Nerbelix.
Google's decision to launch a desktop software bundle that has left many industry observers underwhelmed and confused about the company's long-term strategy.
I think Google might be losing it, Kevin.
I-
I think Google might be fucking
Are you just
losing it.
messing around? Or are you?
No,
you saying
I
that?
swear to God.
I'm saying that.
Just wait until the next story.
Oh, I agree. Here's
the
the deal.
last
Hold on.
story.
Let me pull up the Google Pack for you. You didn't. Gosh,
Why
dang
would
it.
I download the Google Pack?
Hold on. Let me get on the other Wi-Fi access point. Webcam password. Anyway, I don't have access to get into.
Dude, what is the same thing happened? It's freaking
Well, I
Mac.
have wireless in my. No, it's not Mac.
Dude, you could not get on the access. You could not get on the
I didn't
Wi-Fi
have the
access.
web key.
There wasn't a web key.
was.
I'm talking about in CAS, CES.
So
So what is
let me
it?
tell you
Google,
about the
what is
Google
it?
Pack. It's like pack.google.com. I'm sure that's what it is. Pack.google.com. There you go. There you go. All right. So with the
Google
Google Pack, this is what you get.
Yeah.
You get the Google Desktop,
Okay.
the Google Toolbar for Internet Explorer,
Okay.
Google Earth,
Okay.
Picasa for photo organizing,
Yeah.
Google Pack Screensaver.
Okay.
You even get Firefox with the Google Toolbar,
Oh.
AdAware,
Oh.
which is the light edition,
Yeah.
and a trial version of Norton Antivirus 2005,
Yeah.
and Adobe Acrobat Reader, and Google Talk, and Real
These are
Player.
optional.
Well,
You
it's
can add to
still,
the pack.
Oh, add to the pack. Okay, never mind.
What the hell? Who gives a
Nobody
crap?
knows. Nobody cares. I mean, the problem is, here is what I think was going on. Basically, they're trying to come up with like a package that competes against Microsoft in some ways, that competes against Apple in some ways.
What is it competing against Microsoft for?
Well, you know,
Google Earth, Picasa, Screensaver, Desktop. First off, do you use Google Desktop? Does anybody
Nobody
use
does.
Google
Nobody
Desktop?
does. A couple people that installed it and just don't know how to remove it. That's about it. I'm serious.
Yeah, no.
Like-
Well, it's just like it's funny that one of the optional ones is Real Player.
Yeah.
Real Player is the
I don't
bane
know
of my
what
existence.
Google is doing. Like, why are they
Google
creating
is
this pack?
losing it.
I
They're
think,
losing
I think
it.
what's happening is
They're drunk with power and money.
well, what they're doing is they're throwing so many developers at so many different projects. They're not. The problem that they have right now, more than anything else, is they're not able to come up with a way to tie these together without creating some kind of crap. Like Google Desktop is like a perfect example. Like
Desktop?
I'm sorry, not Desktop. Desktop
Okay.
is a good example. No, actually, forget Google Desktop for a second. The better example is Google's instant messaging client, Google Talk.
Oh, Google crap.
Who uses that? It's
No
like
one.
the biggest piece of crap ever, but it was like really hyped up because it's Google.
I remember when we talked about it on the show. I was like, this is not even a good IM client. Like,
and that's the
what?
thing. That's the same thing with their Google Desktop, where they install that search for you, so you can search your own documents locally. And I understand that that's an important thing to a lot of people. But the thing is, like, it's just so. Do you
Look,
feel like
Rupert
you're
Murdoch-
overwhelmed with too much information, too much Google crap on your system?
Yeah, for one. First off, Google should know people don't like to install like superfluous applications. At least most people.
Mm-hmm.
They want the core applications and they want to do what they want with them.
Right.
The other thing is that I think it's really interesting because Rupert Murdoch bought MySpace.com, right?
Yeah, News Corp.
And one of the things that he said was when he was talking about it, he said the Yahoos and the Googles don't realize that the kids of today, the people who are getting onto the internet, aren't going to Google. They're not going to Yahoo. When they get on the internet, they know where they want to go, and they go to those websites that they already know about. So I think Google is starting to realize, no, people aren't coming here to find what's new. Because they already know what's new from message boards, from MySpace, from other friends, from, you know what I mean? Like, even Dig's a great example. Like, Dig is a place you could go and be like, oh, great, this is information that's going on the internet. You're not going to go to Yahoo or Google and say, what's going on in space right now? You know what I mean? Or
Well-
I'm looking for a bath towel. You know what
Well,
I mean?
that's one of the things that we're.
So I think they're really trying to figure out how to integrate into the computer and basically still stay alive when Google.com is not really that big a deal anymore.
No, I agree with you, and not only that, they were doing several different things here. One, they're trying to get a way to push their products that are kind of not really taking off.
Yeah,
and
like
bundle them into a
Picasa.
pack. So Picasa's really cool.
Yeah,
I
but
like-
nobody. Yeah, but honestly, I was like, well, whatever, who cares, blah blah blah. And my mom had mentioned it, and then when we were in Japan, and you kept using Picasa to like email pictures and download all your pictures, I was like,
Right.
that's a cool application.
Oh well, they bought it from a third party, but yeah, it's a great app. But yeah, the problem is they have a lot of stuff that isn't really that cool yet. Like
Yeah.
they're just getting off the ground, and they need a way to get it installed on people's computers. Their strategy right now is they want to get as many toolbars as they possibly can on everyone's computers. They can monitor where people are going.
Yep.
They can learn from that information and hopefully provide better search results. I mean, look at this. You have 2 toolbars that you're getting here. One
and desktop, which
they're-
includes searching.
They're installing a toolbar for Internet Explorer, and they're giving you Firefox with the Google toolbar. They're like trying to install as much stuff as they can in your system,
Yep.
and nobody wants it. So that's the problem.
Well, it's just a whole bundle of crap and like one application in there that's worth anything.
Yeah.
So don't
But
do that. All right, moving on.
Yes.
We've ripped on Google enough for this phase of the show.
Well,
We're going
it's
to
gonna
get
get
back to it,
worse.
yes. No XP on Intel Macs, but Vista is good to go. 881 people dug the story submitted by Jack119. If you've been counting on being able to run Windows on those new Intel-based Macs, Apple's not about to make it easy for you. At least if you're attached to Windows XP. So here's the deal, because honestly, this is the same thing I was thinking. I was like, well, it might be nice, have a nice little cool, like, they're slick machines. You know what I mean?
They feel good.
I run XP. You know what I mean? Like I like Windows. I like the interface of it. It's familiar to me. It's what I use. I play the games on it that I use. I'm not going to use this. I've tried it.
You like that, don't you? Expose. Look at that. Windows disappearing. Coming
Yeah.
in the foreground.
I have a G5, Kevin.
I know you do.
I've used Expose and it's nice. Although Vista, did you see the videos on Vista?
It's just a copy of.
Dude, Control Tab or Alt Tab, and you actually see the live applications, even live video.
You can do that in OS
Okay,
10.
Alt Tab.
If there was video playing, you'd see it.
Really?
Yeah, you can put video down. It'll be playing in the toolbar.
Dork.
Dude, they just copied OS 10. They just copied Apple.
Yeah, well, hey, they all copied Xerox, so F off. Okay, so here's the deal with the with XP not running. The Intel-based Macs are using instead of a BIOS,
Right.
they're using EFI, which is the it says here extensible firmware interface. Basically, it allows Intel to embed more functionality into the pre-boot, so they can do like Ethernet and network capabilities within the shell before you even load the OS and all that
Right.
stuff. And Windows XP doesn't deal with that. They're based on the BIOS systems. They can't kind of handle that sort of new edge technology. However, Vista does have the ability to work with EFI.
Right.
So, and the thing that was really interesting to me was that I want to find the quote here, but maybe there wasn't a quote. But Apple has actually said that they are not going to actively block. Here it goes. Windows Vista supports EFI, and Apple has said it has no plans to directly block Windows from working on its new boxes. To me, that was funny because I thought the whole thing. Because I remember when I was talking to you, and I was like, "Oh, great! I'll buy them, a PowerBook, and I'll just put Windows XP on it or Windows on it." And you were like, "Oh, they're going to totally firmware it up and block it, and that's not going to be able to do it."
Well, I was
It
talking the
surprised
other
me
way.
that they wouldn't do it.
I was thinking the other way. They're not going to allow OS 10 that runs on x86-based machines to be moved onto other computers.
Well, but God forbid,
Yeah, I
who would
know.
want?
Nobody would
You know
really
what I
wanna do
mean?
that.
Like, if you want to run Mac OS, you want that slick. Like, look at my
Unless
Mac
you,
logo.
well, unless you
Dude,
can't
that's
afford
the
it.
only-
I mean, there's a lot of people out there that can't afford a new
No,
Mac.
that's true.
And they have already a decent PC, and they're like, hey, I'm fed up with Windows. If they released OS 10 for $100, I think a lot of people would go buy that and install it on their Windows box.
Yeah, I don't know if that many people would be. I don't know if there are that many poor graphics designers out there.
Well, it's not all graphics designers.
Sorry, teachers, graphics designers, editors, and web
Scientists.
designers.
Scientists.
Or yeah,
Dude, we're not going to get into the
Yeah.
OS 10 debate because I will win.
yeah, I'm sure you will.
Yes.
5% of the market.
Well,
share.
if you prefer Windows over Unix, then that's fine. You're more stable and more secure, aren't you?
You know what?
Yes,
It's
you are.
because I can play all the applications that I want.
But are you more secure?
You know what? I have not been hacked.
You have not been hacked.
I have not been hacked.
Have you
I have
ever
not
installed
had
a pop-up
virus.
blocker?
I have not installed a pop-up blocker.
Have you
because
run
I use-
Adaware?
I do.
I don't
run
have
Adaware.
to ever run Adaware. Do you have an antivirus?
Yes, and you know why? Because
don't have an antivirus.
Why would
I
you
don't
write a
need one.
virus for only 5% of the market?
Exactly.
That's exactly what I'm
So
saying.
we're safe for now.
That's good. Well, you'll be safe forever. It's funny. I don't have. It's so funny when I just talking to normal people. I don't have like an adverse feeling about Macs. I own a Mac.
You bashed a Mac with a baseball bat on national television. You
and that
destroyed
was
it.
your Mac. We've covered that 2 years
But
ago.
I'm just saying, you're
It
a
was
Mac
The only
hater.
reason I did that was because it was your Mac. I
Before
own
we started
a
the
Mac.
show, you're like, I wish Mac people would die and stuff like that.
Kevin Rose is gay. That's what it's come down to. Now it's just childish.
Yes, it is. Moving on.
Now it's just Alex hates Mac. I have a Mac. It's fun.
I know you do.
It
You
does
never
very
use
good.
it, but
I don't.
give it a chance.
The
though,
one
that's
thing
all
I
I'm
will
saying.
say I do use it for is I use Final Cut HD to do any video editing that I have.
Right.
And I also use iDVD or DVD Pro or iDVD Pro or something like that
iDVD?
to burn all my DVD. No, not the one that comes bundled, but the other one.
Oh, to burn out like copy DVDs and
Yeah.
stuff? Okay.
No, well, to make, because like I do when I do my demo reel and stuff for my agent and stuff like that to do other shows. Blah blah blah. But so there are definitely things that I do on it that I do not do on my PC. So it has a time and a place. But I can't play Star Wars Galaxies, so why would I turn it on?
Yeah, crap game anyway. Anyway, moving on.
Unfortunately, that's true.
Microsoft distributes Flip for Mac for OS X. 959 people dug this story, submitted by Sean M. He says Microsoft is now distributing Flip for Mac WMV player plugin via their website. It's free now instead of $10 it used to cost. This will let you play WMV files in your QuickTime player. Very neat. Now here's the problem. Okay, so this story, you know, whatever, boring right off the top because like who cares if there's a plugin for OS X that allows you to play Windows Media Files in OS X, right? Like,
Well, that is kind of a big deal because you get some companies will only distribute via Windows Media.
right, but you always had Microsoft's official Windows Media Player
Right, yeah.
that you could turn to run any type of
Yeah.
files that you wanted.
Right.
But the problem is, and I read a follow-up story to this, and it turns out that there is, now I don't think there's any official word from Microsoft as of yet.
Oh, you think it's going to be like Internet Explorer? They're just going to cut it?
Yes. What they're saying is they're going to quit supporting Windows Media on the Mac platform, and this is their solution, is to turn it over to a third party until this third party, Flip for Mac, hey, create a little, it could be crappy, it could be good, I don't know, a Windows Media Player plugin for QuickTime, and that will be our solution. Now, I don't know.
This has been such a friggin', I mean, an exact example of you and I's conversation from like 5 seconds ago. Since the 80s, it has been like a frickin' schoolyard. It's like kindergarten kids. You know what I mean? It's like Apple saying, oh, well, no, you can only, you can't do blah, blah, blah. We're not going to put iTunes on, iPods don't work on PCs
Right.
for a while. And then it's like now, Microsoft is pulling software out of the Mac. I mean, it's just so like childish. It's like, it's really funny. It's seeing these two people, like these two big companies sort of slap each other in the face on the
you know what's
sandbox.
funny? It's like right now, I don't know if you'll agree with this or not, though, but Apple truly has the lead when it comes to the better operating system as far as like all the features that you're seeing in next generation Vista the majority of them were seriously stolen from OS X.
Sure.
And so what's going to happen is Apple is not talking about their next generation OS. They've made mention to it that it's coming out, it'll be released the same time as Vista, but it's not going to stay the same. There's going to be a slew of brand new features and new innovations from Apple, and they're really good at coming out with new ways of putting in really cool features into their OS. Now, I think Microsoft's a little worried. They're a little scared.
Oh, I think so.
I think that it may be only 4% right now, but they're switching to the Intel platform. If Apple released a natively, so you could run native Windows applications within OS X via like a virtual machine.
Well, that was good because they've had virtual PC for
right,
a while.
but it's always been through translation where you
And
have
it's
to
not very
emulate
good.
It's not fast.
Oh, at all.
It's extremely slow. But now,
Yeah.
for the first time, they have the chance to actually run an emulator that's actually native to that processor. So the speeds would really increase.
If I could run, because I'll be honest, I love the user interface. There's a few things that I'm like, it's uncomfortable just because I'm not used to it.
Right.
But I think it's great. I think it's graphically looks so much better than XP. I don't think anybody would say anything about that. I do use Expose and all that stuff. I'd love that shit. The problem is that it's slower. I mean, my computer that I bought for like $3,000 is slower than the
Right.
one I built for $1,500.
Right. For now, yeah.
For now, right? Exactly. For now, I mean, these are things that if they solve, I'm in.
Right,
You know what I mean?
which is the
if
things
I
that they're
could run,
addressing.
and if I could run Star Wars Galaxies and other video games on a Mac that I can run on a PC, because I'm a gamer. I mean, that's where I
Right.
came from. That's where I started building computers. That's how I got into computer programming. Is from playing games back, Doom and Duke Nukem.
Right,
You know
I
what I mean?
understand.
Like that's it. So that's something I cannot get
Well,
on my Mac.
it's the reason I have the PC sitting in my room.
Right,
It's because
exactly.
I'm not gonna. I mean, yes, my laptop, great, love it works for me.
Laptop's a great example.
But-
I could see myself owning a Mac laptop.
But desktop, there's no way because I want to be able to play my games. That's what I
Right,
do on my
exactly.
desktop. But so getting back to the story, what I'm thinking is like Microsoft, they're not going to admit it obviously but they're doing little things just to kind of just say screw
Yeah.
you Apple a little bit, make it a little bit harder for you to play Windows Media Files on your Mac. Maybe 2 or 3 years down the road they're probably going to yank Microsoft Office, so you won't have Office, and they'll make it a little bit harder for you to read Word documents, and just little things they can do that make that user
if
experience.
Apple shut off the functionality in iTunes on the PC, so many people would buy Macs. Not everybody. They would definitely lose, and that's why they'll never do it. Microsoft can do it because they say 5%, you know what I mean? Like, we
But I
can lose
don't-
that 5%.
I don't think that's enough to make that. It's not worth it to them. They'll
No, that's
actually
what I
lose
mean.
more
They would
than,
lose a lot of money,
because
but
there'll be
they
a
could-
clone that comes out for the PC and everyone's like, I'm using the new, blah
Just
blah
the
blah
hacked
tunes.
version. Yeah, right.
That'll be.
But speaking of which, I got to get some videos before I go because I want to watch some videos on my plane.
Okay, fair enough. Next story. Let's
Was
get
that
on.
on TV? Okay. So this is not the last story. Do you miss CES? Download in digital a new IPTV product show. 610 people dug the story submitted by Element. A look at the product showcase at the 2006 Consumer Electronics Show. Trends, products, and all rolled into one. Hosted by former Tech TV Labs director Andrew Han, analyst Han Choi, and Diane Mazzotta, Fook Me, in Austin Powers. Probably the best CES coverage available online.
Yes.
So this is the show that some of the guys, the old guys from Tech TV, and then some of the guys from some of the shows that are no longer with G4, decided that they were going to cover CES. And they
Right.
were like, you know what, let's do it. And then we, as a company, Revision 3, we were like, dude, you got a home, bring it here. You know what I
Right.
mean? So they put together this show, which is actually really great. I watched it on the airplane.
It's amazing.
And they talked about TiVo Series 3. So they had an in-depth look at TiVo Series 3,
Mm-hmm.
which is totally cool. And it's super pro.
I want that webcam. Did you see that?
Yeah, where you could wear like the beer head, the beer thing.
Well, you can
or
make
put
yourself
on,
like a dinosaur and you could like talk. It's hard to explain, but here, if you haven't seen the video, go check it out because it is by actually the Andrew Han, the lab director for Tech TV. He was actually one of the main judges behind the best of CES for like the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So this guy knows like cool products, and they really did a bang up job. Found just the most amazing products at the CES floor. So if you didn't get a chance to go, download this video. It's completely free. It's on BitTorrent. You can just go to our website and get it
Yeah.
at revision3.com. But check it out because you won't see this stuff anywhere else. When you go to CNET or you go to some of these review sites, you see
Yeah.
top 5 products. But some of them have little video clips where hey, this is kind of cool. But this is like a show. They actually take the time.
And there's more content from CES coming. Like they, you know what I mean? Like they shot a bunch of different episodes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I thought this was the only one-off thing.
No.
Oh, that's cool. Well, this is like a
They got
half hour
some
long.
stuff.
It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
And they really cover a lot of
Well,
stuff.
I didn't get a chance to actually walk around the showroom floor because we were there. We shot the show. We were
went
there
over
for
and saw
like
Jack
an
at
hour.
Dolby.
Yeah, we saw Jack at Dolby. Then we took off.
Yep.
And this was like the way that I went to the show, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it is cool because
Anyway.
we did that is true and we did it. But it's good. It's super pro. I was surprised at how pro they were able to make it. So.
Yeah, and it's free.
And it's free. To you.
Next story: How to Get Smarter One Breath at a Time by Time Magazine. 922 people dug the story, submitted by Yukvister.
What?
Yukvister.
Yukvister.
Yukvister. It says scientists
Yukvister.
find that meditation not only reduces stress, but it may also reshape the brain. He says, I practice Zen meditation and can vouch for this article. This is pretty cool because this is basically, it's about a guy that works on Wall Street
Okay.
and is under a lot of stress every single day. And basically he has like this very high stake job where he has to go and he presents to 200 institutional investors that they pay like $3,000 a month to come see him do these speeches that are about energy markets, and basically this can like influence millions of dollars. And so this guy's under a lot of stress. He's 54 years old, but he talks about how he gets through his day is practicing this meditation. There's more scientific research that's being done that's actually showing that by practicing meditation, you're reshaping your brain. You're actually reducing stress. It's better for the body. This is one of those ones that was submitted to the science category, and you don't like.
I didn't say that. I'm just trying to think. I'm letting it sink in. I'm
just saying,
meditating on it.
The reason I picked this one, because we get to go through the top stories
Yeah,
and we get to look at
choose
what we
want.
like.
Yeah.
I always try to find like at least one like science or health related issue, bring it to the masses out there and say, hey, if you want to read about meditation, how it can maybe, get rid of some of the stress out of your life, this is probably a good article to get started.
How long does he meditate a day?
Probably about 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
I don't know. I just made that up. But 40 minutes a day. It says it says right here, women and men who meditate for just 40 minutes a day are pretty much better off than people that do not.
I'm sorry, are you paraphrasing?
No,
or did you
I'm
just make
paraphrasing.
stuff up?
It did say 40 minutes a day, though.
I'm going to say meditation is good.
Have you ever done the yoga?
I have done yoga.
Have you ever done the breathing techniques?
I have done breathing techniques, and I used to do.
pranayama?
I was really big into martial arts for a while. So in maintaining your chi and all those things.
So then you're behind the story then.
I am behind the story. I think meditation is great. I think just having quiet time to yourself to just think about whatever. I don't know about you, but like when I go to bed at night, it takes me about a half an hour, 45 minutes at the least to fall asleep.
What do you think about?
Everything. I feel like we should hug or something. I don't know why I opened up. But so I sit there, it just takes me a while to fall asleep, and I spend all that time just sort of thinking about the day, getting my thoughts together.
Dude, I fall asleep pretty fast.
Yes,
but
you do. In Tokyo, it was always like, all right, we're going to bed. I was like, he's asleep already, motherfucker.
I didn't go, I don't freaking make those noises when I sleep. And we weren't sleeping in the same bed. They were separate side-by-side beds.
I don't think anybody's going to think we were actually sleeping in the same
But
bed.
you made it seem like that.
Really? Did I?
No, I don't
Did
know.
I say when I was spooning you in Tokyo? No. Oh, Lord. Prager was there. Off track.
Good old Prager.
Next movie.
All right.
Google and CBS releases embarrassment.
Oh, here we go.
An embarrassment of a video store review. 468 people dug the story submitted by Fudge Brown. I know Apple, and you are no Apple. This is truly historical meeting of the established media and new media, said Les Moonves, head of CBS. You right, Keith? We boring you?
Yeah.
Head of CBS about this network's new partnership with Google. No less. So far, it's just a really crappy website. Now, this, of course, is Ashley Vance writes in her review for The Register. I don't know if this is what it is supposed to look like or not, but but Google Video, it made sense when it was like, kids jumping around in the middle of the night with pajamas on, singing songs about fruit, and somebody going, this is so funny, and emailing it to you. You know what I mean? Like, just crazy stuff. Like that thing you said, like with the guys who were like up in the air and all hovering around and all that
was
crap.
cool.
That's
Okay.
cool. It's
Yeah.
funny. That's great. That's when a Google Video thing works. It's so straight. This is the video store. Like, this is it.
I know.
This is crap. This is crap. This is not even like, this is crap.
Well, are you talking crap content or crap website?
I don't even know what the content is, Kevin. That's how crap
Twilight
the website is.
Zone, Sixers versus Lakers.
Yeah, but okay, more from the store.
Yeah, this
Like,
is the problem.
is it CSI? Where I mean,
No, no.
supposedly they have CSI
Okay, so
and they
here's the
have all this
problem.
other stuff.
Here's the problem. Let me lay this out.
Look, Star Wars Voyager. I would never have known that that's
Right.
where Star Wars Voyager
Right.
was.
So here's the problem. This is where Google has a huge breakdown in the differences in like good design and usability versus one search to rule them all.
Right.
Like right now, if you go to video.google.com, they have a few of the showcased videos on the front page, and then they have this big search box because they think, oh, you'll search for whatever you're looking for. But they have to also understand that some people don't want to search for their videos. They want to
No.
browse through different categories.
Yeah.
They want to look for, comedy videos, or they want to look for sports videos. They want to drill down to the NBA and see what games they can pick out by team. And right now,
Here's another good example. I write CSI, and my first thing is a Jamie production, a 3-minute CSI comedy thing. I want to watch an episode of CSI. I want to buy an episode of CSI from you people.
Do they have CSI even available? For
Yeah,
sale?
look how far down it is. CSI Werewolves.
Yeah, $1.99.
But then there's CSI in China. There's a CSI
It's just-
in Spanish that's free. There's some horse jumping over a fence. Google, like what?
This is the problem. This is the problem. And they're sorting by relevance. So obviously the most relevant thing here would be the free CSI homemade video.
Yeah, because that's relevant. Because I
Yeah.
want to buy a free.
They're
They try to just throw it in, and you know what, Google, we're on to you. We don't believe you that this is beta. We don't believe you anymore. Sorry, you know what I mean?
well, they can. Yeah, that's their little thing to say. Like, hey, if you don't
not
like
beta.
it, it's not our fault.
yeah, right. No, we don't like it, and it
They
is your
need
fault.
the biggest thing they need to do is they need to hire like a usability expert, a graphic designer, and say,
But they're
let's
not-
make a real store.
But they're not iTunes. You know what I mean?
But that's the
It's not
problem.
it's not I know.
It's crap. Who wants to watch? And if you watch the videos, have you seen how crappy the compression
Oh
is?
well, no, they better not. It better be better compression for the ones that you pay for.
Well, they licensed some stuff from Divx, so hopefully it'll increase. But I don't know, man.
I just want to watch this
It's
CSI
just-
comedy thing.
It just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense. And it's like you watch it, and it's like, I don't know. It's
Well,
just,
here's the deal. Google hires the best engineers, the brightest minds in like the computer science field.
Yeah.
It's like they have these brilliant people working on this project, but the problem is you cannot trust engineers and like computer science guys and programmers
Nope.
with graphic design and usability.
No,
you can't.
you can't.
You gotta hire someone that knows that, and they don't have a single person there. I mean, well, I shouldn't rip on the Google logo, but it's ugly as all hell. Like, I don't know. It's
Well,
like,
I get that they
just-
did
that's
that
their-
themselves, and they were like, "Look,
yeah,
we're kitschy and cool and." bleh."
but they got to do something better than this, man. Do you agree? They got to do
Oh,
something better than this.
obviously, this is just ridiculous. I would never pay $1.99 to this site.
Apple's doing it right.
Well, although rumors out there, they're gonna increase the cost of the thing, and I think that's gonna be the downfall of that.
I went to the. I never thought I would buy one of the Apple like music videos.
You bought a music video?
I bought a couple of them actually, because dude, they have live shows of like the White Stripes. I got that
that's cool.
that song Jolene, which they don't actually have like available. Well, actually, you can download it now, but it's not on like any album.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like here you could see the live show, and it was really cool. So now I own like 4 different White Stripes.
Dude, last Christmas, Coldplay covered 2,000 Miles by The Pretenders.
Go ahead.
What's wrong? You don't like
I'm
Coldplay?
not a huge Coldplay. He's taping up his fingers now. It's like, what are you doing? Have you seen the pictures of him?
No.
He's got like taped up fingers
I
with
don't
like different.
follow him.
No. I was looking at like the cover of like Rolling Stone or something like that. He's like sitting there with like his hand, and like 4 of his fingers are like taped up with like different colored tape. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing that?
Hey, you know what? His kid is named Apple.
I know. Who's his wife?
The guy's not normal.
Who's his wife?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, she's so smoking.
Really?
Oh yes.
All right.
Keith, Gwyneth Paltrow, come on. What was that movie where she was in? She's like, I'm a maiden.
Shakespeare in Love.
Yes.
And I believe it was a musical, and she said, "I'm a maiden. I'm a maiden."
You know what I'm talking about, though? Did she
Shakespeare
not
in
look amazing? She was
Love.
amazing in that movie, right?
She was hot. She was hot in
Yes,
that movie.
yes,
Well,
indeed.
you know me. Not quite
Oh, yes, I know what you like.
not quite my size.
You like the big women.
I'm just a man who loves his memories. Let's just put it that way. So that's the end of the show. Emails.
Yes, we have a couple really good emails
Yes.
this time.
The first one is actually really cool. Chad sent this in. It says, "Hey, Kevin and Alex. I've been with you guys from the start as far as that goes. I was with Tech TV since the ZD TV, but I digress. My 7-year-old son, Garrick, I think it's Garrick, and I have been watching your video cast religiously every week. Don't sweat the language. He knows the difference between adult language and kids' language. Thank you very much. So I picked him up from school today, and he tells me that during his class he's playing Diggnation. I ask him, what do you mean? He tells me, next story. The next story was submitted by blah, blah, blah. It has X number of hits, etc. He said, I about laughed my ass off.
Awesome.
This is the coolest thing ever heard coming out of any kid, and it came out of my kid. This is what this guy said. Anyway, I thought you guys would like to know the next schoolyard sensation will be playing Diggnation. Take care from father and son fans, Chad and Garrick.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much, Chad and Garrick. That is freaking crazy.
That's a little weird.
I love it. Dude, play Diggnation all the time
What
when you're a
kid
kid.
plays Diggnation? I mean,
Garrick?
I mean, I appreciate.
Dude, you gotta love it.
But does his dad like force him to watch our shows or
well,
something?
clearly
Like,
not. If he's going, he's not gonna play Diggnation if he just, you know what I mean?
if
he's
like he's
forced
like,
to watch
if,
it.
you know, Transformers are on, he's like, no, we're watching Diggnation. You know, it's like that's kind of.
I didn't get that from this.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's
Could
cool.
be.
It's
Could be.
cool.
If so, I'd love it. I'd be like, good, keeping the kid in line. You better watch your Diggnation. It's like eating vitamins.
That's awesome.
And for your eyes and your brain and your language ability.
Good
Because
deal.
you learn to use real words like bear instead of beer.
Next email we have, this is, it was funny because last episode we mentioned how we don't have any female listeners.
Was that last episode? No, it was like
in the last few episodes we've kind of
like
mentioned
4 months ago.
Because it's mostly guys, but we
Mostly
got an
guys.
email that says, hey guys, first off, I totally love your show. You guys rock. Secondly, girls, so watch your show too.
Yeah,
Got to
baby.
admit that I wouldn't have found out about your show until my little brother told me about Diggnation. But now
That cuts.
But now
That
I'm
cuts
hooked.
deep.
Well, you know, I read like 3 or 4 of these emails, you know, by the women
like, my
listeners, and they're
boyfriend, my husband,
my
my
husband,
boyfriend.
exactly. So it says, I'm hooked, and I have my female roommates watching your shows, plus watching older episodes too. Blah blah blah.
Dude, first off, that's just hot.
Well, they sent a picture.
No, they didn't.
Right here. Take a look.
Dude,
There's
that's so
4 of
Sex
them.
in the
We're
City.
gonna put it up.
Diggnation in the City.
We're gonna put it up on the
video?
and
Nice.
the second one from the left is really smoking. She's cute.
Which one? The one in the...
This one right here with the little knit like brown shirt on. Holding
They're all cute. Look at them.
they are, but this one's really. I like her. She's like a. Little,
Kevin's really excited about the one on the one in the.
she's
knit
got dark
sweater.
hair. She looks like a little alternative kind of, but maybe. I don't know.
That's a hot
Oh,
picture.
oh,
though.
oh. Lastly, Kevin, I totally agree. Alex is a pedophile. 15 is hella young, but you got to give him that Harry Potter is cool, no matter how young the actors may be. So, pedophile, but still cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I just want to go on record saying I've never touched a 15-year-old in any inappropriate ways.
You never dated when you were younger?
Well, when I was younger, I definitely.
Did you ever dip down?
I don't even know what that means.
He's like,
I was like, Jesus Christ, I hope not.
that's like,
I was like, do I have to get a shot?
No, that means like when you're 18.
If I dip
When
down.
you're 18 or 19 and like there's a smoking like 16 and a half or 17-year-old girl and you're just like, it's only a couple of years, but
Wait
it
a
is
minute.
illegal.
If I'm 18 and I go to a 17-year-old, that's illegal?
Yeah, because they have to be 18, right?
So that's dipping down.
Right. Stick it down.
Have I ever dipped down?
You never
or
did that when you were
dumped?
like 18? You went down to 16 or something?
Let me see. When was I 18? Was in college freshman year. Nope. No.
All right.
It's pretty much. I like the older ladies.
The mature, as it
Yeah.
were.
Well, my girlfriend's 34.
Whoa.
Yeah. Ow.
Clocks are ticking.
Well, I think hers kind of broke.
Oh.
No, I mean we haven't put any pressure on any of that stuff. We've been dating for a long time though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 years.
Yep.
Over. It's awkward. And moving on. Sponsors.
Yes, we do have some lovely sponsors,
No,
including some.
those are the ladies. Go back.
Where are we?
You're on the internet. It's
There's
not an
tabs.
internet.
There's too many tabs.
It's not
you
an
know what
internet
you know what I thought the
thing.
other day? Wouldn't it be cool if Firefox had lower tabs? So let's just say, hold on.
Is that like dating down or whatever?
Hold on. Let's just say, like, for me, I do a lot of my dig stuff, checking out stories and stuff in the top tabs. What if I thought, like, you know, I'm doing my banking stuff and stuff like that in the lower tabs? I could hit like Alt L and get like a lower tab, and then I would have like all my stuff down there that has to do with something else, and all my stuff.
You
at
could
the
do
top.
side tabs too. Like, so you could be like, this is for me dealing with some.
Well,
a
I don't
bunch
want
of
to take
websites.
up. I don't want to take up any more screen real estate as far as horizontally is concerned. So
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, God forbid you lose, a quarter of an inch horizontally.
you know.
I don't know what you're thinking
what
of.
am I-
You wrote it in there. You wrote
Was
it
this in
the
an
script.
email? We're
No, it's
trying
in the
to
script.
keep
It's in the
going like this.
script.
Keep
It's in
going
the
like this.
script. You said you wrote it in the script. I didn't put it in.
Oh, did I
there.
write in the script? Hold on.
Yeah. You
Sorry,
bastard.
Keith. Sorry, Keith. Okay, it's not in the script.
What? I don't have it.
Okay, hold on.
Kevin, you said that you had it. That's why I didn't do. Oh,
We may have to stop down for a second.
no,
and find
we're
this.
fine. Everybody's fine.
Should we just do it off the top of our head?
No, I'll do it. GoDaddy.com. Private domain registration from GoDaddy.com is a smart thing to do. Why? I don't know. But when you register a domain, your contact information is immediately made available to anybody who wants to see it. Register your domain with GoDaddy.com and select private registration to make your contact information private. Plus, as a Diggnation listener, which we know you are, enter code PRAGER, that's P to the R to the A to the G to the E to the R, or Pregula in Japan, when you check out and get your .com name for just $6.95 a year. Get your piece of the internet at GoDaddy.com.
Have you ever done that before? The secure domains? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where you like all the information tech stuff goes.
I do that
through
with all my
GoDaddy.
domains actually, because like when you register a domain, like you're supposed to put in like your real natural home address, your phone numbers, your email addresses, stuff like that. But people can crawl that information. They can get your address and get your. So they put this little shield in front of it, like it passes.
So it'll go to GoDaddy and then forward to you.
Yeah,
right.
So it's good to have, and that's a good deal. So
And CashFly.
check it out. CashFly, yes, they handle all of our distribution bandwidth. Go to cashfly.com/Diggnation and use the coupon code Diggnation when you sign up, and you get your first free month absolutely free.
Yes, and Matt, we're so sorry we missed you in CES, and thanks for the hookup with the other show, if you know what I mean.
I didn't go to the other show.
We didn't. That was the thing. I'm saying thanks for the hookup, but we couldn't go. I
He
know.
sent me an
I know.
SMS message.
Dude, me too. So thank you for getting on that, but I'm sorry we couldn't do
We
it.
should say CashFly if you're distributing any podcasts or vidcasts or anything like that.
CashFly's
The reason
awesome.
you can get it is because we are caching our content across multiple servers, and they do a good job at that.
Now, this next thing is actually super cool.
Well, yes.
Diggnation.tradepub.com. So this company, TradePub, is it'll get you free technology magazine subscriptions.
Yeah, so let me give a little backstory on this real quick.
Yeah. I know. I see the blinking light. We're gonna run out of
Are we running out of tape?
Yeah.
Is that what the deal is? Oh, we're running out of tape. Okay, real quick. E-Week magazine. It's something I subscribe to. I get free every single week. It's an awesome magazine. They have things like
DV magazine,
Computer World, Digital Video Magazine, like a bunch of free magazines. You can get them absolutely free. All you have to do is go to diggnation.tradepub.com. You fill out what they're looking for. Is they're looking to like expand their subscription base.
Yeah.
So they're willing to give away all these free tech magazines. All you have to do is enter your like address and information.
and they don't sell your information. It's
awesome.
nothing like that. It's
so we
totally
want to tell
cool.
everyone about it because we thought it was really cool. Diggnation.tradepub.com.
How much time do we have, Keith? Can we do one more?
Is that it?
We got 20 seconds.
We'll cover the
all
next
right,
one
we'll
next
cover
time.
the Tahoe one next time.
All right, so
that's it for this week's edition of Diggnation. If you want to check out all the stories we've covered, you can go over to dig.com/users/Diggnation
or dig.com/users/Kevin Rose is what I've been digging throughout the
and
week.
dig.com/users/Alex Albrecht for what I've been using this week.
Oh.
So sorry we had to run off.
One more thing.
Quickly.
We haven't said anyone come to our MySpace profiles lately. MySpace.com/SimpleNation.
MySpace.com/DignationAlex, I think.
Make us friends.
Whatever. Love you. That's it for this week's edition of Diggnation. I'm Alex Albrecht.
I'm Kevin Rose. Until next time.
Booyah.
We are running on the grass and we are gay, we are gay. We are gay, we are gay. Poop today and poop today and spin around in circles, yeah. Spin around in circles and then here come German robot. Take the poop and then something like this. I'll be sucking Nicholas. He goes, see my Nicholas, body, see me, I ain't Nicholas. He walked at the back of the head, hit him in the nuts, spin around in circles and then I hit him in the nuts. So to take me and I run away. I just pooped today and then I pooped today all over your face. We can make that thing that makes it. We can say that we are gay. With this Jimmy from the double. Here come time up, here come time up, here come time up. Think I'm right.